Hello everyone. It's Skylar Kirkpatrick. I'm sitting down there somewhere. And I read the book Wind, Sand, and Stars for my final video presentation, which basically tells the story of this guy, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Who was a pilot in the aviation company that would eventually become Air France, and it tells his story through a very episodic method. The book is technically a memoir, but the way he tells the story makes it read much more like a novel and like an actual story, which I think is incredible. It just read really well. I enjoyed it. But anyway, so this book is all about, they talk about a lot of different things, but one of the main topics that I really enjoyed was the fact that Antoine, he really did what he did out of a sense of duty, and he felt that those who took the risks and went through the experiences that he did just for the glory, just for the temporary, like, oh yes, I'm so wonderful or great or whatever, he really looked down upon those people and instead thought that, you know, this is what he was supposed to do. This was his duty. He had to perform it honorably and quietly and humbly, and the entire book follows that same tone. And to an extent, I feel like that relates to Cheryl's journey, Cheryl Strayed in Wild, because it wasn't like this, she was going for glory or anything or fame. She was doing this because she felt like it was what she needed to do. She wanted to, you know, really get her life back on track, and this was something that she really felt strongly about doing. It wasn't about, you know, monetary gain or popularity. It wasn't about that for her. It was about something that she personally felt that she needed to do, which I think is really cool. Another fascinating part of the book that really, really closely resembles The Long Walk in a lot of ways is when Antoine, in, I believe it was the midwinter of 1930, he crashed in the Chilean Andes, and he was just stranded out there. And so for 2 days and 2 nights, he had to hide under his cockpit so that he wouldn't freeze to death and stuff in the snowstorm, because, you know, it's the Andes. And so he was trapped there, and eventually he was like, okay, I gotta go. So on the 3rd day, he started going, and as he's walking, he's just realizing, oh my god, I'm exhausted, I'm not gonna make it, what am I gonna do? So he started thinking about, you know, if he died, what would he leave behind? And he started thinking about his wife and how, what would happen if he leaves, because at the time, if a pilot disappeared, just like without a trace or anything, his wife couldn't pick up his pension for 4 years. He's not legally declared dead for 4 years. And so, which I thought was, what I think is incredibly admirable, and just a test to the human spirit, much like Rawix and his gang. He propped himself up on a rock so that when he died, you know, he would be able to be more easily found when the snows melted, just so that his wife would be able to live more peacefully. But he did not end up dying. He stayed alive to live another day, and because once he got himself propped up, he decided, you know, I can do this, I'm gonna keep going. And so he continued walking for 3 more days after that, and was eventually found by a peasant woman who saved his life. This whole, he had to like climb like raw, like ice faces and stuff. It was insane. Even after he's rescued from this near-death experience, he was so close to just dying and ceasing to be a person anymore. He still retained that sense of the duty. Like, he was not to be hailed as this hero. He was, you know, if you hear Spencer in the background, I apologize. He's loud. He was understanding that it wasn't just about him, and if he were to die, he still held the fate of his wife and his friends and even the male in the plane. He was still responsible for all of that, and so he held that very dearly to himself, and really held on to a sense of duty, which is very admirable. Something that I feel really related to our backpacking trip especially was Antoine's sense of determination, because throughout our backpacking trip there was, you know, everyone was tired, everyone was aching, we were all just kind of struggling, trying to make it to the end, push on through, even though it was a lot of work, but we all kept that sense of determination, just like he did, especially when he was in that wreck and having to survive in the Andes. Now, obviously, ours wasn't nearly as intense or life or death situation-y, but we still had that sense of determination, like, this is something we have to do, and we can do it, and we're going to do it, and we know that we're going to do it. And nobody just gave up, you know? Everybody pushed forward and fought their way to the end, which was really admirable. Just so yeah, I really enjoyed that as well. Now, as for my future plans for adventure, hello Spencer. Spencer's gonna be in the video now. As for my future plans for adventure, I definitely want to go. I actually have a backpacking clip sort of in the works already. We're gonna probably go back up to Point Reyes or do something similar. But me and a few friends were thinking about getting gear and going sometime next semester. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Spencer, are you coming?
Yeah.
Yes, Spencer is coming, so he's gonna be with us too. I also want to go. A lot of people mentioned they want to go skydiving, and I've wanted to do that for a long ass time. Sorry, she's pardon my French, for a long time. Antoine's French. Anyway. So yeah, I want to definitely continue that plan and go skydiving at some point, and you know, keep doing stuff like I did in my micro adventure video, and explore some old ruins and stuff and see what the world has to offer. So yeah, those are my plans as of now, but yeah, we'll see. Probably some more things will pop up. Anyway, that's all I've got for y'all today, so thanks for listening.